All right, so we from our previous session we deleted the every component, so we don't have any deployment, we don't have any pod, we don't have any replica set, we don't have any stateful set. The services is only the Kubernetes config map, it's just the default one. Persistence volume claim nothing, and then secrets we don't have anything. So what we're going to do also on the persistence volume, we don't have anything claim for that. So what we're going to do is apply our files from our previous session. Now we are going to apply all these files at once, and that is the secrets, MySQL stateful deployment, the config map, the employee deployment file. So what I'm going to do is just say kubectl apply -f, and then I'm going to specify every file within the K8 folder, and that is what we are going to apply. So you can see everything has been created. So we can just wait for that to start. So I'm going just to do get pod. You can see that the employee service is running, this one is creating. So if I want to watch, I can be able to make use of watch, and the status, you'll be able to see how that particular application is starting and developing as it goes by. So we can just give it a minute or two to start. Alright, so you can see that now MySQL is ready and running. Now whenever the employee service started running, we found that the MySQL database connection failed and it's automatically restarted. So it's on the second restart. Now it should be able to have the connection to the database. Now what I'm going to do is ideally open another terminal here just to be using this one. So kubectl get pod, so we can be able to see the pod, and then we can be able to see the logs for this particular pod. And sorry, I need to copy that, and then it's going to be logs. So you're going to make use of logs -f, and then this particular file. So you can be able to see that it's trying to connect to the database. Let me just maximize this a little bit, and a few things here and there. Could not obtain the query metadata, so we can just have again check for that. Alright, so as you can see within our watch command, this has gone to a clash book loopback. And that is one thing that we can check within the secrets. You can be able to see the actual secret that was created has the, if I see the password that was created, is actually generic N. And this is ideally because I wrote the command wrongly and I ended up appending -n on the actual value. So to generate the password correctly, we need to generate this. So it's supposed to be echo -n, and then followed by the password, and then we are going to encode this one to base 64. So if I generate that, then this becomes Z2VU, and that is I need to update here within this. I need to update that. So that is my root password, and then for the username, I'm going to also amend this one to be root. And then you can be able to see this one is going to be CM9. And then followed by the value that way. So those are the two adjustments that you're going to do. So to quickly restart these services, I'm going to do kubectl. So I'm going to go one level up, cd one level up, and then we're going to do kubectl delete to delete the current resources, and then -f K8, everything within the K8 folder, then just to delete that. And I will be able to delete everything that we have created. And then we can watch here, you can see that now at the moment there is no resource. So if I do again apply, so I'm going to change this particular delete to apply. So if I do that, you can be able to see that everything has been created. Now you can see that the MySQL container is creating, it's running for this one. But then we can be able to watch this particular logs for this one, and you'll be able to see that it tried to connect. So I'm going to make use of kubectl logs -f, and then you'll be able to see that it's starting to connect to the database, but then I don't think whether the database is ready for the connection, so it's going to shut down and restart. Alright, so you'll be able to see that it's unable to make the connection to this one because our MySQL is not running yet. So you can just give it a minute. Alright, so our MySQL is running, and if you wanted to check on the events for this particular pod, you can just quickly go to the dashboard, go to pods, and then click MySQL, and you'll be able to see down here you have a set of events, so you can be able to see what is happening within the creation of your image or pod. And you can see that at the moment it tried to pull the image and it failed, but then at the moment it restarted again, and then it was able to create the container and started the container. Now the next thing that you need to check is the logs for this one, and check whether it has been able to confirm. Now you can see that now our application is actually started, and you can be able to see that it actually was able to execute or connect to the database Hikari, and it was able to add that particular connection and started the particular service. So let's check on the watch command. You can see that that is ready to receive traffic, and also this one is ready to receive traffic. Now the next thing I'm going to do is within this I'm going to also add another terminal so that we can be able to start the other service. So if we just check on this, I'm going to try and list. So we're going to do Minikube service list, and then in this case you'll be able to see all the different services which are available. And for this case you'll be able to see that we have our employee LB service. So we're going to start this particular service so that we can be able to have our traffic from outside. So it's going to be Minikube service and then the service name. And in this case you'll be able to see that now we have the URL. So our URL for this one, I'm going to open it on the browser. You can see that there is no static resource for that, so I'm going to quickly go to this port. Alright, so this port, and then go to our application file, and for this one we are going to go to our application file, and then within the REST controller I'm going to make adjustment to the host here and have that. So if I just quickly send this particular request, now you should be sure that this one is able to create the employee. And then if I list all the data, you can be able to see now from yesterday's session we created some users, and then I've added another user with the same details. Then I can be able to delete now user 2, and then send the requests. That's to get the employee with the user 2, and then you can be able to see that for this one I'm going to send the request to delete, and it's giving me success. So that's how you can be able to configure variables using the encoding the passwords, and then at the same time making use of the configuration, the config map, to store those common properties, and then from there you can be able to refer to those particular properties whenever you need them. We're using the config map reference, and whenever it's a secret key, then you make use of the secret key reference. So that's all with regard to deployment of the secrets, config map, stateful application, and also the deployment, and also exposing the different components to do with the service and all that. So you can see we have a load balancer service, and then within the MySQL stateful application we are not making use of the load balancer service, but then instead we are making use of the cluster, the headless cluster service, or the cluster IP service, which is set to none, and this is to denote that this is a headless service in this case. So this is internal, it can't be able to receive traffic from outside, and that is all pertaining to our first service deployment end-to-end within Kubernetes, and also making use of the Minikube and deploying that. So we'll be adding more services and more deployment file, but then with regard to references we'll be referring to this config map more often than not, and also to the secret file more often than not. Thank you for watching the video, and remember to subscribe, share, and like the video so that we can be able to get more audience to learn the same material, to make use of the same material. And remember to subscribe if you haven't done so. Thank you. Bye bye. Till next time.